yeah, Ernie Hancock is coming up. Yeah, one of the things I do think about a lot is, what could the LNC do to better help what we're doing in California? I mean, I don't ask for a lot, but the only thing that we did get help on last year was the Chris Agrella run, where we got a lot. Like I said, they were looking for something to do, and we gave it to them. And I think it was a really good way to show that we can all work together. So, asking for help is like having them help all 39,000 counties in California. That's ridiculous. In the country, that's ridiculous. But anyways, up next is Ernie Hancock.
Well, I wish you were there for the conversation Wayne and I had. This is the difference that you're going to find. A lot of times with libertarians, we do this in order, and it's this kind of line thing like this. If you're doing Republicans and Democrats and so on, you'll come up. If you're first, you know what the other guy's going to say. So when they come in, people kind of, okay, yeah, you kind of predicted that. If you come last, you come in, you go, I know what they said. Well, I'm going to tell you what Wayne's going to say. Wayne has a force of personality. I have a strong personality too. He has a lot of skills. He is going to sell whatever it is that Wayne wants to have known in the media. There is no doubt about that. Wayne is going to be very forceful in getting attention for whatever it is that he deems important. Wayne is going to make sure he gets a lot of attention. Wayne is going to make sure that he is a voice and a recognizable figure representing the Libertarian Party. This is where he and I are different. It was over a year before people even knew that I came up with the Ron Paul Revolution logo. That was intentional. I didn't want anybody to know. I didn't want anybody to know it was a libertarian thing. I didn't want anybody to know it was anything other than the peace symbol. It belonged to everybody. It will define itself. And it did. The reason is because I understood the power of you. Those logos, those signs, went to all the libertarian activists around the country that I knew with one request. Take videotape of this being out there, send it to me raw, and we'll start producing the tapes. And we will inspire an entire generation. It was no less an effort than to change the entire planet. And the only way I knew to do that was to provide the inspiration, the mechanism, the opportunity for individual activists all over the country. Every city party, every county party, every state party, but even more than that, every individual activist libertarian. They were inspired. An entire generation has come up to do this. It's happening right now. The difference between what Wayne Allen Root and what I would do is very simple. He will promote his vision of libertarianism and do a great job of it. I will promote your vision of libertarianism by you doing it. And I tell you, it will not happen the other way. When you have a cult of personality like that and that goes away, what are you left with? No. Dr. Paul was very instrumental in this understanding. He goes, hey, thanks for letting me join your revolution. He understood it was the message. And that message has to be consistent. If it's not, there will be infighting. And it doesn't have to be that way. You and all the thousands of people that I've worked with across the country are just begging for an opportunity to express themselves. I just want the word defined, the word libertarian, as libertarian. Because we, and all the future generations coming up, will start to understand what it really means to be free and be able to answer the questions that are brought to them on news and in circumstances as its economy takes. I agree with Wayne on that one. This economy's done. All the little fiddling around, like that, everybody's so worried about saving the ship of state. They forget that, libertarians, we're here to save the people. I don't care about the ship of state. I want to save you. Got chickens?
Thank you, Ernie. Let's talk about the Ron Paul Revolution a little bit. I haven't seen it yet, but I do have a copy of it, the full liberty with me, and I know you're in it. know you came up with the logo, which is fantastic. Tell us why, what's happened there. Why didn't that take off in the LP first?
A lot of people ask me, and they said, how did you know? For 3 months before Ron Paul even announced that he was running, because he had spoken twice at 2 Freedom Summits, and a third time this last December at the Freedom Summit that we do every year. I knew what his rhetoric was. I'd read it, you know, he had spoken at a couple Freedom Summits. I knew he had run as a Libertarian candidate in '88. I knew they were going to claim, well, you were Libertarian. And I knew one thing that a lot of people didn't know. He wasn't going to shy away from it. He was going to embrace it. So for the first time on a national basis, we were going to have libertarian philosophy explained probably better than it had been in my lifetime. That was going to be fully expressed without equivocation, without, compromise, without, being ashamed of it. So now, a couple weeks ago, he's on cable news, and they asked him, they said, are you Republican or Libertarian? And he goes, yes. And he goes, well, I'm trying to figure it out. Are you Republican? Libertarian? He goes, how come you can't be, you can be a conservative Republican, you can be a liberal Republican, how come you can't be a Libertarian Republican? And define this. The thing is that if we have a national chair and an LNC that looks to appeal to a larger market like the Tea Party by compromising our principles, you're going to lose the passion of the people that made up this revolution. And they're younger, and they take no BS. When Campaign for Liberty and Dr. Paul, they perceive him to do a little bit of compromise, and they're playing some games in the Republican Party and everything, oh, they are all over his butt. So this is what you're having to bring in. I'll take 5 libertarian hardcore activists against 1,000 Tea Partiers any day. Because the Tea Party, I'll give you an example. This will answer your question. The revolution was probably about 2 million people. The Tea Party probably shot up about 15 million already. You have Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, even with the popularity of Glenn Beck, they probably have about 3 to 4 million maximum viewers out of a population of 300 million. They're all arguing, these young guys, you go, well, Wolf Blitzer said, they go, who? We don't even know who you're talking about. They don't care. They understand it here. And if you try and soft sell it or go around them, you're going to run into the same thing the Republican Party did. You're going to have these hardcore, understand it activists on these college campuses. They will spit you out. This is not, I think I know. I know. I've been doing this for years. I go to groups like this, and I go like this. Who are the sign makers? And you have a few guys in the corner back there, and they'll say, hey, you're not making signs? I thought you were going to make signs. I'm here to make signs. They'll be, well, yeah, but you got to get a permit for that. I mean, it never even crossed their mind. They're not, I'm going to get a permission slip from the man to challenge the man. Yeah. You know, Wayne is a powerful force for what he wants to accomplish. And I'm telling you, he will be successful at it. He will be successful at being the face of the Libertarian Party. He will be successful at branding whatever it is that he wants to associate with it. You know, whether there's going to be one, and there's always going to be some threat to this country. There's going to be some excuse to go to war with Iran. There's going to be some excuse to expand it in Yemen and Pakistan. There's going to be some excuse for the safety, well-being of American people. Well, yeah, sometimes you got it. That's what got me into this in 2004. And I'm telling you, if he does that, we're done. We are in a position that if we do not embrace hardcore libertarian philosophy, we will be in trouble, and we will not be able to recover from it. Because what I know the difference in style from all the activism, the things I've been doing successful at, is that I understand I can only be of service to all of these activists out there that have the passion of them doing their idea. Yeah. So I'm like, the answer is always yes, go. I'll be here defending the word libertarian. If individual candidates want to, fudge a little on this or do all that, I don't care. It's not even my thing. My thing is do something. But everybody needs to understand what libertarianism is. And it's individual freedom. The proper role of government, if you're going to have one, it better be defending individual rights. And if you can see that from the beginning, it doesn't matter what you want in vote totals or money or anything else, you already lost.